Board of Education has shown an interest in public negotiations of teacher and administrator salaries. Jim, what's your take on this? And is there any benefit to expanding this same policy to other government salaries and positions?
Yeah, I don't know that I like the idea. I don't like the idea that you can go out to the Herald Mail and look up, and I get it's public, they're public employees, and I get we should do that, but there's some things that should remain private. And I think some of the information we publish, and I think some of the things we go through, really, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Well, just so you know, I mean, I'll go back to the open negotiations in public. I don't care what you're negotiating. You never do it in public. Mm-hmm. You do not negotiate in public. If you negotiate in public, you lose all credibility with whoever you're negotiating with or future people that you may have to negotiate with.
I think it's a nosiness factor
You're never going to draw with public negotiations, and I'll cite something very relevant to you and I. The fact that my salary as a city council person was published.
It was.
Everyone should have known.
Every city
that
employee was
I made
published.
$8,000 a year as an elected official for the city of Hagerstown. But gosh darn it, did people not come up in front of our podium so mad that I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars, padding my pockets with taxpayer dollars.
That's because only 20% pay attention.
Meanwhile, I'm making
Right.
about $90 a week for probably what turned out to be 20 to 30 hours a week worth of work.
Yeah.
I don't believe in public negotiations because I don't trust the public to be smart enough with that kind of stuff.
You know,
and I don't
and
think anyone has any
the whole
sense of
thing, and whether
perspective.
you're talking about the Board of Education, you're talking about the city or the county or the state or whoever you're talking about, we elect these people to make these decisions. That's why we elect them. If we can't have faith in them to do the right thing, then guess what? Next election comes around,
Right,
we
get 'em
don't
out.
elect them.
And,
Okay, that's what happens.
publish it on the back end. Here are the bids that came in.
You always have to do that.
But that's fine.
There's a difference between freedom of information, where somebody makes a request and you have to provide this information, and something completely different to put this out front, volunteer the information.
Well,
So-
and to do it while you're actively negotiating, that's the point. I mean,
Right.
what kind of idiocy
You wait.
is that?
As soon as everybody who thinks that the Board of Ed should be negotiating salaries in public, as soon as the teachers union finally in public says something that gets blasted about it by either the Herald Mail or feedback or social media,
Right.
they aren't going to want to negotiate in
No,
public
you're
anymore. I mean,
absolutely
and that's the problem. You cannot be as open and honest in open negotiations in the open venue as you can behind closed doors talking about things that matter.
And there are some
Ultimately,
things
the
that should be done in
negotiation-
private. Let's just face that. We don't have to, Ash, I heard you saying about the Parliament and it was broadcast. That's fine. Okay, I'm okay with that. But
open meetings, you should.
There are some things that we need to do behind closed
Well,
doors.
I agree with I think that it's very important to know what we're paying for our electorate. But
Sure.
for teachers who this is their vocation, they have to interview, they're being paid a salary. The public doesn't elect the teachers. The public elects the board of they
But
direct
they publish
the board of
every
education.
salary of every government employee.
Well, would we all agree at this table that teachers are not paid enough for what they do?
Yes,
We can all
absolutely.
agree with that, right?
Well-
What I'd be more interested in, and not to interrupt you, sir, but what I would
Some.
be, what
I'm
I
not
would
gonna-
be
I'm not
more
gonna lump
interested
everybody in that.
is rather than displaying the salaries, I'd really like to know the actual demographics, because I can tell you the number one problem with public education in terms of who's employed in what position is the fact that men seem to dominate administration. They seem to dominate administration. They seem to be on the fast track for administrative jobs, and women get left behind.
You want to say something? I know you do.
I'd
I'm
be
gonna
more
cut her off.
interested in understanding the progression of public education.
said I was cutting
in
you
terms
off.
Well, no,
Did you not hear that?
Do it. All right.
No, actually, no, I very much agree with everything that Ashley was saying. And what I was going to say is actually completely different, which is that we have a real issue seemingly when it comes especially to teachers. Teachers seem to have become the favorite beating target for the media, for everybody else. And to me, it's anathema to teachers are the most important element in a society. They're the ones that guarantee that future generations have the basis and the wherewithal to be able to succeed in the world.
Yeah, I don't buy
You
that.
can't.
Parents do that.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that one.
Parents do that.
Yeah, but your
Parents
checkout
do
person
not
at
educate.
Sheetz should not make more money than the people that are in charge of your child. 8
I'm
hours
not
a day.
arguing that point. But
And that's what it is right now.
You know, I've
That's
lived in
that's
other
where America
areas, so
is.
I've had a lot of teachers in my family over time, over multiple generations. In other areas of the world, teacher salaries are more in line with like a medical professional salary. We pay our teachers peanuts, and that's a disgrace.
It is.
For
And
what
that's,
we expect,
and that's it.
that's it.
Okay.
we're done.
Stay tuned. Last call's next. See you in
right.
3 minutes.